And then we go hyper local with like Charleston updates, whether it's like a new development going on or a new business coming into Charleston. And
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the walkthrough, the most underrated, valuable marketing podcast in real estate history. I am Eric Simon, aka the Broke Agent, aka the Sultan of Swipes. Jason, what do you think about
That's
that?
a good one, because I thought you were going Sultan of SWAT baseball, and you switched it up to swipes. Great
The
job.
Sultan of Swipes, and I'm joined here by my co-host Jason Cassidy, aka Condo Cassidy.
That was probably early in my career. I probably would have stolen that.
Yeah, Marley, I don't really.
It's a working title.
Have,
I got
what do
nothing.
you? Yeah, okay. Well, we have a very special returning guest who's absolutely been killing it on Instagram with content, wide variety, hyper local, B-roll videos, and she's been crushing it, plugging her newsletter. Ladies and gentlemen, the returning guest, the most sought after, Marley Presswood.
Thank you. Wow, that was a beautiful interaction.
Welcome back.
Thanks.
Thank you, Marley, and thank you for stepping away from Xbox Live to join us again on the walkthrough. I hope that you didn't get killed in Call of Duty today.
If you're watching this on Spotify or listening to this on Spotify, you can't see Marley has one of the earpiece things as if she's like in an Indian call center calling us about like a small business loan or something like that.
We do have a Verizon call center nearby, and I used to work there, and they let me keep my headset. So, I just use it for cold calls and calling expired listings and stuff.
There you go. You sound great.
I like it. You look like you're about to start calling plays for the Rams tonight against the Niners, who Jason and I have the over on.
Over
All right,
48.5.
Over 48.5. Book it. It's a lock. Today we're going to talk about Instagram's new feature. Is it a game changer? How to plug your newsletter on Instagram. How to get more people, more email subscribers, content that converts. And then we're going to cover yesterday's amazing BAMMY award show. But before we get into the episode, throw this video a like and subscribe to the channel. It is the best way to show support on YouTube if you don't want to miss our content. Jason, we have been absolutely killing it on the walkthrough lately. Let's get 100 likes here. We didn't get it last week. We're going to get it this week. So right now, stop what you're doing. Throw this video a like, subscribe to the channel, and comment the word BAM. If you do that, I don't know what's going to happen, but something good is going to happen. All right.
BAM. Yeah, we've been trending like at least 2,000 views on all these videos, coming up on 100 likes on all these videos. Fantastic feedback. Let's keep it going.
Let's keep it going. Okay, so the first topic, it's been a while since we have broken news on social media, but Instagram is releasing trial reels. This is possibly a game-changing feature. What is the point, you ask? Well, if you've ever wanted to try out new content, but you weren't sure whether it would scare off some of your followers, now you can test it out without risking engagement. I'm going to play a little video from Adam Mosseri, the Instagram CEO. He's going to explain it, and then we can break it down and think about whether you should use it or not.
It would be cool if you could see how a reel is going to do before you actually post it on Instagram. That's the idea behind a new feature we're launching this week around trial reels. So we've been working on this really closely with creators for almost a year now to try and figure out ways to depressurize the experience of sharing reels on Instagram. And the way this works is you're going to be able to share a reel and mark it as a trial, and then it won't show up on your profile or on your Reels tab or even for anybody who follows you. Instead, we will show it just to some people who do not follow you, and you can see how it's doing. I'd recommend you look at how many likes and sends it's getting per reach. Look at that ratio. And then you can decide after a day or two if you actually want to commit to sharing it with everybody who follows you and having it show up on your profile. Hopefully making the experience of sharing reels a little bit less pressurized and a little bit more fun. Try it out if you get a chance and let me know down below in the comments what you think.
Doesn't he seem like an AI generated version of himself when he talks?
We could find out a year from now that he's been locked up somewhere for this entire time and it's always been AI.
It really does seem like that like his delivery, I don't know what it is, but his cadence is very robotic. Marley, new trial reels. I just saw this for the first time on my Instagram. I actually have the ability to do it. Obviously, if you don't have it yet, it's because Instagram rolls out features at different times to different people. Do you think you'll use something like this? Will you test stuff? Will you trial stuff before sharing it with your audience?
I'm sure I will try it out. I don't know. I feel like it's like, all right, now we have to overthink everything. It's like, okay, so we're already overthinking and not posting things. Now we get to overthink, share it to other people. And if it doesn't do well, then we're not going to share it at all. And then we just wasted all this content that we have. When a lot of times we'll see that something that we did a year ago, like all of a sudden gets pushed into the algorithm and everyone's liking this one video. So I feel like once I watch that like earlier, and I feel like it's just going to make us start overthinking everything instead of just like pushing things out. But I can see why it's good.
Yeah.
I'll try it just to try it, but I already overthink everything. So
Got it. Jason, what do you think? You going to use trial reels?
I tried it yesterday.
Oh,
Yeah. So, and
tell us about the
I didn't like
experience.
it. So, okay. So now maybe I just cut it too early. So I only let it go for like an hour and a half. And I guess you're supposed to let it go for like 24 hours to like kind of gauge the engagement or whatever. But I posted this. Okay. I have a lot of questions. So when you
Yeah.
post the trial reel, you click it, you go post the whole reel and you hit, do you want to try this as a trial? And you say yes. And basically it goes out into the ether and you just don't know what's happening, right? Apparently it's running to people who aren't your followers to test engagement. And I kept checking back in on it to see if there was early engagement numbers. And it just kept saying like, come back in 24 hours or sooner if we have enough clicks.
So
Well,
it didn't even show engagement on it?
no, because I didn't let it go long enough, I think is the
Got
issue.
it.
So this is a bad example. But basically I'm thinking I make content kind of like what Marley just said, but like I make content for my followers. So when I post something real estate related and they're showing it to non-followers, are they showing it to real estate agents? Like if I made a real estate, because a lot of my followers are real estate agents and I made a real estate related post. So are they showing it to people who are real estate agents? Because if not, the engagement will look bad, maybe. You know what I mean? Are they showing it to local San Diego people? Then my real estate I don't know how to interpret this yet. So I guess it's too early to tell. I tried it. I didn't like basically it shows it there's this little spinning wheel and they like save it to your drafts is what it is, but then it's actually still out there working. It just doesn't show. So like every time I opened, it kept saying like, you have a draft, do you want to continue? And I'm like, no, I don't have a draft. I don't know. It was just a weird interface to start. That being said, what Marley just said there's true is like I also don't care that much as about my engagement. So like I'll just post it. Why would I need to test it first? I'm not like a content creator, so to speak, that's like trying to get the max engagement. I just want to get information out to my followers. And for that reason, I don't really care about the trial.
Yeah, if the point is your followers and your potential clients seeing your content, then shoving it away from them, hoping that the algorithm's going to pick it up to then share it, doesn't make much sense.
Yep.
But I assume Instagram's AI algorithm is serving that to who they think it'll be best fit for.
Like a lookalike audience or
Yeah, like San
yeah.
Diego real estate. Like I'm sure it actually knows, so it is doing a lookalike audience. But I commented on this. I did a green screen on it. I just think that we have gotten a little soft in terms of how people consume our content. Like I don't think it matters that much anymore. Every creator, every agent I talk to now cares less and less about engagement because engagement is less and less and less, right? Like there's just such an oversaturation of content. It's really about, maybe one video doing really well and maybe you have 5 or 6 that kind of flop.
We're gonna talk about this a little bit later because I know you're gonna share that post I did with the YouTube video 10 years ago. But like that's a great example. I think to this day, 12 years later, 10 years later, that still only has like 200 views on YouTube, but it led to a listing, which led to then 9 more listings. So like we're gonna talk about that a little later. But all it takes is one client or one person to see your video. So why are we caring about the engagement? Like why are we trial running our reels? I don't know.
Yeah, agreed.
I guess this would be good for like if you're doing A/B testing for like Nike or trying to sell something. But I feel like as content creators, I'm trying to figure out like what content creator needs a trial, like period.
Well, maybe it's something kind of like you can do with YouTube thumbnails where you could test out different hooks. So Byron brought this up on the BAMMYs yesterday. Maybe it's something where you try this hook and you try this hook and you post the same video 2 or 3 times, see which one performs best. I don't know if that's like best practices, but maybe that's what it's leading to. If that's the case, then I like the idea of that because then I could film 5 or 6 videos. That'd be psychotic to do.
I was going to say, but who's doing that? Who's shooting? You know what I mean? If we're trying to shoot, post two reels a week or 3 reels a week, plus a couple other posts, are we shooting 2 or 3 per reel? That's like we're shooting 9 videos at a time per week. Like that's what I said. Maybe for content creators or like Marley just said, for brands who have the bandwidth to do this, but for real estate agents, just post the content.
Yeah. Well, let us know in the comments what you think. If you will use trial reels, I'm glad you tried it out yesterday, Jason, because I'm scared to just waste content doing it. Yep. Like I don't want to post something that could have taken off because it feeds it to my followers who engage with it and then kick it to the bigger algorithm after that. So interesting new feature here by Instagram. Let us know in the comments if you will be using it. Second topic is plugging newsletters on Instagram. I do this all the time. Marley, I see you doing this almost every time I open up Instagram stories. So why don't you love your newsletter? So tell us what you've been doing, strategic wise, like plugging your newsletter? How are you doing it? Are you using links? Is it Instagram stories, posts? Give us kind of the breakdown with that.
So I do a little bit of everything. I will do like a snippet of what the newsletter is going to look like that week, and we'll just say like if you want to sign up for the newsletter, I'll do a little link. And then recently we did a giveaway, and you had to sign up for the newsletter in order to be completely entered into the giveaway, and then the winner would be announced in this week's newsletter. We've been working really hard trying to gain more people that want to actually read a newsletter versus like our sales emails and stuff like that, and trying to build a community. And so it's been really fun kind of showing people what's in there. It's very woman based. There's like recipes and new restaurants and what's going on in the real estate market. So it's been really great. We've kind of created this cool little community with a bunch of people that don't know who we are. And we actually got a Google review recently of this woman describing our personalities, our work ethic, and everything. She lives like in Philly. Like she lives very far away from us. She has never talked to us. She was an old Google lead. And I looked, I'm like, she has never answered one of our phone calls, one of our emails, nothing. But she reads our emails every week and apparently thinks that we're really great agents. So it's been really fun.
That's amazing. That's great that someone is getting a feel of your personalities through your emails. And it just shows you, Jason, that even if someone isn't responding or interacting with your content, it still touches people.
Totally. 100%.
Yeah.
So how often do you send your email newsletter? What goes into creating it? And obviously what portion of your business comes from that?
Yeah. So what's in it? Is that what you said?
Yeah. Well, how often do you send it? And then
Oh,
how do you decide what to go in it?
It goes out once a week, every Thursday at 3 o'clock. And then inside of it, it is the very beginning. It is an update about me and Sarah, one of my business partners' life. So it could be pictures of something that so they're pretty candid photos. It's kind of like what you would do if you're talking to your grandma and like telling her what's going on in your life. So it could be like talking about, I don't know, us feeding our sourdough starter or landscaping. Sarah just bought a house, and so we're talking about that. So that very beginning is a very personal touch that's what we tell people. It's like you get this inclusive, like exclusive, like look into our lives if you are part of our newsletter. And then the rest of it is either news recipes that we have cooked, cocktail recipes that we are using. And then we go hyper local with like Charleston updates, whether it's like a new development going on or a new business coming into Charleston and how it's going to affect the housing market. And then we'll do a wide range of, you know, either mortgages or housing in general, and then 5 or 6 um, things to do in the next week in Charleston, and three listings, and that's it.
I mean,
Things
it's a
to do.
lot that goes into it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that is. That's time consuming. What do you
yeah.
do for subjects and preview text? Is it the same subject every week, or is it based off of the newsletter itself?
It's based off of the newsletter. I've actually had terrible open ratings the last 3 weeks, which has been really great. Um, I'm blaming Black Friday for the reason why our newsletter has been
Definitely.
so shitty lately. But no, the newsletter headline is always something trying to grab their attention. I do A/B testing, so if you didn't open up the newsletter on Thursday, I send it to you on Friday. Sometimes I'll get aggressive and I'll send it to you on Saturday too. Just like I'm like, what do y'all want? Like, do you want me to make a subject line more like goofy or about Charleston? Like, will you open if it doesn't say Charleston? Will you open if it talks about the housing market? Honestly, we're still testing that out. We feel like if we say Charleston in the subject line, it people open it more often. If we use numbers like top 5 things to do, that typically works really well. Um, and then the little preview text, I change that every time. Like sometimes it's nothing, sometimes it's something. Um, but I don't
Yeah.
think there's any like right way or wrong way to do it.
I could tell you care about the open rate too. It's like once you start sending a newsletter, that becomes your most precious piece of content where it doesn't really matter how many likes you got on an Instagram post, but if your newsletter goes from 45% to 38%, that's
Yeah,
way more offensive
I
because
think
it's
so.
like, damn.
Do you
Yeah,
not like me?
exactly. Like I'm giving all this information. This is taking so much time. It's a free information piece going in your inbox, but
Yeah.
that's cool that you care about it and you always just got to test it out. I actually have your giveaway post that you just mentioned
Mm-hmm.
about how people could subscribe to your newsletter. So, Haley, let's pull that up and watch it, because this is one of the best ways to do a giveaway post on Instagram.
So true. Maybe I'm alive, but I think I lost it. Said that I was fine, said it from my coffin. Remember how I died when you started walking? That's my life. That's so true.
All right. So, first off, keep this up, Haley, because I want to read the caption. Jason, do you notice it's National Have a Bagel Day?
National Bagel Day.
You got that from the walkthrough,
I
right, Marley?
did, yes.
Okay.
Let's
So
go.
the show is working. So
Yes.
at the top, the caption's most important. Basically, if you're listening on Spotify, it's people making bagels. It's B-roll of bagels. But it says giveaway alert in honor of National Have a Bagel Day this Wednesday. We're rolling out a treat you do not want to miss. You do not want to miss. Get ready to roll, twist, and bake your way to ultimate bagel making experience. Sarah and I are giving away an in-person bagel making. Here's a twist, pun intended. You don't have to live in Charleston, but the workshop will be hosted here. So start planning. Here's how to enter. Follow you and Sarah. Number 2, tag your besties in the comments. More tags equals more entries. And number 3, subscribe to our weekly newsletter. Once you comment, we'll DM you the link to register. So you're getting people to sign up through your newsletter. You're getting more people to follow you, and you're getting people to tag in the account. So I just thought that was a really clever way to do the giveaway. And did it work? Did you get more subscribers?
Yeah, we did. Yeah, it was great.
Good.
So we also ask, we don't require you to give us your home address, but we do ask you to, because we'll send you basically like a newsletter box, like a thank you box, and it'll be like little MPG stuff. But everyone gave us their home address, which was crazy, their phone number, and then obviously their name.
And so then those people go on to like a home valuation type thing, or you can send them updates.
Yeah, so they go back into our CRM, and then now we have them forever.
Gotcha. What is MPG? Oh, Marley
Presswood Group.
Okay,
Yeah,
that
sorry.
makes sense. Did you use ChatGPT to make that caption?
Yes, 100%.
It was way too pun.
I was really nervous. It's like,
really was.
I was like, Eric, I don't know. I don't remember like rereading this. Like, I hope it doesn't suck.
Well, I mean, yeah, the caption was cheesy, but it was also perfectly describing exactly what people should do. You tag your friends. Once they comment, you're going to send them the registration link, and they actually get something. So that's a great way to do a giveaway, is just tag, comment a specific word, they subscribe to your newsletter.
Yeah,
and then you're using ManyChat, right? So like if they comment, they'll get a ManyChat link.
So I usually do use ManyChat for things like this, but I didn't. I did it myself, which was kind of a pain. But it was so last minute because I listened to the podcast, and then I'm like, literally, I have to get this on to Instagram now. And I even was texting Eric. I'm like, it's not National Bagel Day on Wednesday. And he's like, National Have a Bagel Day. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, she's like, National Bagel Day is in January. What sort of information are you feeding your audience? And it's
Wait,
National
I didn't notice that was a different.
No, it's
yeah,
Have a
National
Bagel Day.
Have a Bagel Day.
Oh, interesting.
And then National Bagel Day, is January 11th. What we might do is, so we're announcing it in a couple hours. What we might do is, now that we have everyone's home address, send them a thank you for doing the giveaway, and then give them one free ticket to our next bagel class. It is really weird that we do bagel classes because we sell real estate, but we really like it and we know how to do it.
Building.
Yeah,
that's good.
And they're small and they're really fun to do, and you get to know people, and somehow everyone wants to talk about real estate while you're doing it, so it's perfect.
Great job.
I like that. That was a good piece of content that actually converts. And then there's another piece of content that you did recently that I want to pull up, and it's just a simple POV B-roll video. Keep that up, and then put the volume down. But it just said POV, you live in Charleston and you're going to, what was that? Like that thing went kind of viral in Charleston, right? It looked like it got tens of thousands of views.
Yeah, I got 50,000 views. I was like, what is happening?
50,000 views. POV, you live in Charleston, and this is your Monday. If you haven't visited Rose Lennox yet, add it to your list. Cozy vibes, perfect. So just a simple video where all you did, it's 5 seconds of you walking into a place. Like that's all it takes for some of these videos, is people's attention spans are so small anyway. POV, a new Italian restaurant in Brentwood, that's it. And that could sometimes get more views than something that you spend 50 hours on filming 15 different hooks for.
Yeah, it was pretty great, and it got a lot of attention. It's very tiny, so it's like a 500 square foot wine bar, so that's super teeny tiny. So
It's easier to shoot.
yeah, well,
Yeah.
yeah, it's hard when you're with your friends. You don't really want to get content, but you're like, oh, I'll just get some. As we're walking out, I'm like,
Yeah,
all
but you
right, good
just really
enough.
just took like, I don't know, like 30 seconds
Yeah.
worth of your time to get, 6 3-second clips and then piece them together with some text over it. And then you did
Yeah.
what a lot of our creators do, is you just kind of did again, people like the voyeur, they like to see inside. So like they're seeing
Hmm.
through your eyes, so that now if they've never been to Rosalind, they
They
have,
can.
you know what I mean? They know what it looks like.
Yeah.
Marley, something you said earlier, you said you take a snippet of your newsletter and post it. Does that just mean a screenshot that you post to your story and then you say, hey, do you want to get this? Click the link below, or what do you mean by snippet?
Sometimes I'll do a screen recording and then I'll do an overlay where you can't really see what's going on. Or if there's something that is interesting, but you can't really read all of it, I'll put that on there and say, like, hey, this is going out at 3 o'clock. Or I'll even do it after it goes out, and then people will sign up every single time to get for next week's. And that's why sometimes it's nice to send it on Fridays because there's a lot of signups on Thursday when it goes out.
Mm-hmm. Makes
And one thing I
sense.
did add too is I said in the very bottom of the newsletter that this is a link that you can send to your friend or forward it and send it. I used to not have any type of way to subscribe inside the newsletter. It wasn't until recently I'm like, oh, this is working. That was dumb that I didn't do that in the first place.
You
Yeah,
do
there's
that
an
too, Eric, right? If this was
yeah, we
forwarded to you.
yeah, we have that too, but there's other newsletters that do it better where they actually have incentives. I think you
Oh
could do it on
yeah,
Beehive and other things
Beehive.
where it's like if you forward this to 10 people, you could reach a certain level where you actually win,
Hmm.
a gift card or something like that. So that incentivizes people to do that.
Beehive is really cool. I've been wanting to try it. You can do polls. So like I'm sure you do it in your newsletter too, where you say like reply to this email and tell me what you think about X. In Beehive, you can just do a poll. Like, what do you
Hmm.
think about this new development coming? And then it can be like hate it, love it. And then they can just vote in there and you get to see.
Sharon does that on a lot of his emails where he says reply to this.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Right. Or Neil Dinger does that too. Sometimes he won't even put the link in the actual email. He'll say, reply to this email
Yep.
if you want the link for this webinar. And that strengthens the health of your newsletter because it's
People reply.
showing
Hmm.
that people are replying. It's like an active list. So anytime you could get someone to reply to it, that means your newsletter was actually really potent and
What
good.
is Beehive? Beehive. So
It's
this
like
is
a
not a
MailChimp.
sponsored thing. Is this like an add-on to MailChimp or something?
No,
It's its
Beehive
own
is
platform.
it's really cool.
Interesting. Okay.
If you know Bill Olson,
Shout out to
he use
Bill
shout out to
Charleston.
Bill. I love him. He uses Beehive. He recently started a newsletter. So go subscribe to it and then watch it. And then he has a little link at the very bottom.
That says learn more about Beehive or something.
Like you can like just do a free trial or something.
Yeah. Cool.
But
Okay.
it is really
Yeah.
cool.
We're on MailChimp right now. We might switch over to Beehive eventually.
I
It
kind
just
of want
seems like
to
it
too.
has more interactive things. It seems more tech forward and just like the aesthetic layout of the emails. It seems way more modernized than a MailChimp. So
Good to know.
everybody check out Beehive. It's not a
Non-sponsored.
sponsor, but you know what
Maybe
is
it
a
will be.
sponsor? Reminder Media. And if you are an
Sweet.
agent looking to stand out from the crowd, how about that transition? Reminder Media is a resource you have to check out. You get your own branded print and digital magazines, email newsletters. That way you don't even have to think in the newsletter. Reminder Media has it, and social media content. They deliver these resources to your contacts on autopilot, keeping you top of mind with your database. All you got to do is focus on follow-up calls and watch referrals and repeat business come in. Use the link below to check out Reminder Media. All right, I have another post here, Marley. This
Wow.
is by Jason Cassidy, actually. And it got a ton of engagement. And it's just, what is this, Jason? Is this a photo of
Mm-hmm.
one of your oldest videos?
Yeah, just literally a screenshot from YouTube of a video I posted. If you look on YouTube, it says 2016. It's actually from 2014. It's just I posted it again like 2 years later or something like that. But yep,
Look at that
you can tell
background.
how grainy that is. And so basically what I was doing here, a little bit of storytelling. This was one of the first videos I ever shot for social media. And so in this video, it's a 7-minute video or something like that. I'm talking about condo litigation in downtown San Diego and how it impacts financing and Zillow, right? It was the most boring video of all time. It was absolutely counterproductive of what we would say now. There's no hook. There's no, it's too long. It's bad lighting. If you're seeing this, on YouTube, you can see here it's grainy, but that's also 2014 kind of quality. But, and so I posted it along with the story of basically like how this one single video on YouTube ended up getting me a listing. Someone had Googled San Diego condo litigation, and then this video came up, and then I went and I got the listing, and then I parlayed that, kind of the other stuff we do as real estate agents. I mailed the building. I did an open house. We did aerial drone stuff. And then I kept mailing the building, and that one listing turned into 11 listings over the next 5 years. So basically the whole thesis behind that post was the video sucked. The topic sucked. Everything we talked about nowadays, it doesn't fit what we talk about. It just takes one person. So shoot the video, because that one singular crappy video turned into 11 listings over 5 years in this building, in over the course of, obviously not that video, but that video led to the first one, which then led to the 11 more. And so, yeah, that was just literally a screenshot of that old video.
It's amazing. And Haley, if you could pull that back up too, because it swipes to, I think, the Zillow post.
Yeah,
Or
it's
the
an
MLS.
MLS link to that listing, that the people who called, and that was the listing that came off of it. And then the next post is the list of the 11 sales in that building. So it was a little bit of proof to go along with the post.
Proof over promise,
Yep.
a Sharon specialty,
Sharon
an
is
Eric
one.
Simon specialty.
That's
The throwback posts always seem to perform really well.
Yes.
Matt Leonetti always includes this in his presentation when he's actually talking, saying, how we started versus how we got here.
Mhm.
I think it's really a great way to show the audience, like, Jason's obviously one of the best content creators in real estate, but
That's something
look at-
nice. Did you just
look
say
at-
something nice about me? This is amazing.
Sorry,
Can we clip
Jason
this?
is one of the worst,
Jesus.
one of the best content creators in real estate, but it's because he's been doing it for 10 years, 11 years. And it's always great to show, this is what my first post looked like. Like my first posts on The Broke Agent were a dilapidated house with screenshots of tweets, right? My first videos were insanely awkward. Every podcast I did was horrific, right? It takes building that muscle. So any agent watching this, that should be some encouragement for you. And also to post something that maybe you posted 10 years ago to show people, like, look at the growth. I think it's cool to give the audience a peek behind that.
That was born because I was on Facebook earlier that day, and you can't see this if you're watching on Spotify, right? But there was Gary Vee posted a picture of him with Conan O'Brien, and he was recounting this story, and he said, "This is one of my favorite stories. 10 years ago or 15 years ago, I was on the Conan O'Brien show, yada yada." And so the whole thing was him telling the story with a picture of him and Conan from 15 years ago. And I'm like, oh, that's a great idea. Go get some sort of a throwback. Now that I've been in the business 12 years, I have this throwback, vault, and then just share a story about something that cool that came out of it. So,
And your post inspired me, Jason. You can't see this, but it's a post of me. I'm like 40 pounds heavier. And it says on my shirt, it says, "You going to write an offer or nah?" with The Weeknd's face on it, because he had that song or
Wait,
nah.
is that
Remember
really
that, Marley?
you?
Yeah,
Shut up.
that's me. I mean, it's
There's
me. This
no
is
way.
like year
You look
one
like you're
into the
45 in that photo.
Yeah, I know.
you aged much better, Eric.
I look like I swallowed my own head. It's insane.
You look so good now.
Yeah, it was post college. Still, Wes and I would basically drink a 40 every single day and then come up with a bunch of Instagram posts. Just kidding, Dad, if you're listening.
Now we know why you had to be so funny.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Make up for the way I looked. But I'm going to share that, Jason, because of inspiration from your post. So anybody, Dan O'Neill does this too, just showing like, here's where I started, here's where it is now. It gives the audience a peek behind the curtain. And Gary Vee does that with Wine Library TV. He shows his setup where he's like, I would start posting on YouTube in 2007. Here's what the first videos looked like. I've netted hundreds of thousands of hours worth of content. So it's a cool way to engage your audience. Marley, do you have any old stuff that you could post to pull this off as well?
No, but recently, you remember that like share your story of like your first year in real estate versus now?
Mm-hmm.
I did my first one. I was like holding a little commission check, and then the now was me crying, and that got a lot of it. It got a lot of it, yeah. But everyone was like, "Are you okay? Are you okay? Are you okay?" I'm like, first of all, like I'm not crying today, but I was probably crying because of real estate. I just took a photo of it.
Exactly.
But yeah,
I thought it was awesome.
I can try, but I think it's great because Jason, you do a lot of like agent forward stuff, and if it's really great for client base as well. But it's really great you're like motivating other people, like, hey, you can start, and it might look bad now, but you're gonna get better. But the only way to get better is to start.
That's right. You got to shoot the video. That was the end of the post. It said TLDR, just shoot the video.
Yeah.
Just shoot the video, folks. Throw this video like if you like this engagement tactic. Just shoot the video. Honestly.
Yeah.
Do it.
Like we said, if someone doesn't engage with your content, it doesn't mean they're not watching it, right? I highly doubt that the person who watched Jason's YouTube channel actually liked the video or subscribed to the channel or left a comment. No, I don't mean like,
But they
I mean
liked
actually
it.
physically liked the video.
It
like
gave them the
everybody should be doing
information
to
that they
this
were
one.
looking for.
It
Yep.
really
Exactly.
did. I used
All
to
right.
go Facebook. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
I was thinking, I was like, could I do something? I used to go, it's really cringy. I would go Facebook Live at open houses and I would cook something at the open house. And I would
Like on the client stove
Yes.
with their food.
Yeah, that
No,
is.
I would
That's
freak
psychotic
myself.
behavior.
I know. They knew about it too, but it's so cringy. And also, I'm like, who does that? But yeah, I would to keep people on Facebook Live. I would be doing something to try to like entertain them, but I'd be talking about the neighborhood. But
It's
yeah,
gonna be a great story in 5 years.
It is.
When you
The
can
foodie
flash back
content.
to the 10-year anniversary.
I'll never do it again. But
The foodie content works, Marley, and you are a foodie, right? Someone
love it.
commented on one of your. By the way, I don't have your Instagram memorized. It's because
Oh,
I
I
was doing
forgot to
research for the show.
Stalker.
But people comment on your Instagram a lot, talking about the food. Like you're always showing the food. You also had another
Okay.
video recently where it was, POV. You're at a closing dinner with a client or something like that.
Yeah.
So that's another great way to show a restaurant and loop into the fact that you're selling real estate.
Yeah.
All right. Final topic, the BAMMYs. Yesterday, we hosted the first ever virtual real estate content award show where people actually got to vote on stream. It was an amazing event. I thought it flowed really well. It was fun. And we also had Neil Dingra talk about content to clients. Jason, you were nominated for Best Local Highlight. And then
That came out of nowhere. I had no idea that was coming, by the way.
Yeah, someone actually physically
Took time and
Took
and
time,
it was
copy
my
pasted
taco
that.
shop video. That was out of left
It's a
field.
good video.
I mean, it was all right, but
Yeah.
that was a nice surprise. I was in a category with Alyssa Kernot and Ken Pozek, though. I had no chance. I was not
Exactly.
getting my hopes. I didn't write an acceptance speech.
So it was a really fun event to do just because no one else in real estate is doing live voting like that. If you win an Innovator Award or a Home Snap Award or something, these are kind of pay to play, or the powers that be actually just decide the award, which is fine. But I thought it was just cool to get audience feedback, and is a really fun pillar piece of content and event that we'll be doing from now on in BAM. So I'm going to just announce the winners. You could watch the replay if you are a BAMX member, and we sent it out to all the registration people as well, but we will be uploading it, I think, in a week for everybody to see because it was such a fun video. But Haley, if you could pull up that post, I'll just announce the winners real quick, and then we'll play the best listing video. So the first one, best hook of the year, of course, went to Paige Steckling. And then we had the best, we could play that real quick, actually. Best
Matters. When it comes to decks, we tend to disagree. I don't
basically,
know, Paige.
The
size of the
big
deck
deck.
doesn't
Size of the
matter.
deck that's important.
Yeah.
All right, so we'll switch to
Congratulations,
the next
Paige.
one. Congratulations, Paige. Most original was the hide and seek, Lisa
Yeah.
Dubois, who we covered last week.
So good.
Yep. And then the next one was the best local highlight, Alyssa Kernut, of course. We had her
Congratulations.
literally talking about this video. And then we had the best music video, Derek Gregory Zillow. This video got like 1.9 million views or something like that. So congratulations to Derek Gregory. He almost swept the entire BAMMYs.
That was hands down the best, parody of them all.
Yeah. Funniest video was Recruited, Derek Gregory, Shane Bergman.
Also funny. Yep.
Yep. And then best follow, Marley,
it
was
me.
Marley Presswood. No,
I knew
it
it.
was not you. It was of course Sharon, which he is one of the best follows, of
He
course, in
really
real
is.
estate.
I think
But-
that there might have been a real skew in the chat during these because we did we took 4 of the 7 categories. Now that I think about it, but
Yeah.
but he is obviously it's not like it wasn't deserved here, but
Yeah. So
Yeah.
some of the best follows in real estate, it was Jimmy Mackin. It was the
Mhm.
Now BAM Instagram account. It was
Pantana.
Sharon, Chelsea Pites, Jason Pantana, Coffee and Contracts.
Jared James.
Jared James, just very tactical
Yeah.
accounts that you should follow. So everybody listening should follow those. And then best listing video of the year. So we'll play this one. This was like our Academy Award winner, best picture of the year, went to Matt Leonetti for the best listing, and it's called Benny.
Hi, my name is 47 Bennington Heights Drive, but you can call me Benny. And this is my family. Michael, Sarah, and Claire. You see, we've been a family for years, and we've been through it all together. From our first dinner to our first movie night, first night home from the hospital, first birthday, first game of tag, first snow day, first day of kindergarten, first day of high school, first rough day, first exam, first fight, first apology, first driving lesson, first prom. There's been a lot of firsts, but I never thought about any of the lasts. When Claire got into college, I was so proud. She had worked hard all of these years, and I knew she was destined for amazing things. But with Claire gone, the rest of my family needs to start their next.
That was such a good video.
I mean, generational listening video right there. I mean,
I
I've been
know.
doing this for 10 years. It's probably the best one I've ever seen.
It makes
really
me want
is
to cry
just-
every single time I watch it.
So
The
good.
storytelling, the voiceover, just naming the house too, showing the progression of the person aging in the house. I just shout out Matt Leonetti, who made an enormous transition too from only producing funny content to actually producing listing videos like that won the most coveted award in real estate history. So
The first BAMMY.
yeah, the first
Listing video
big
of the
BAMMY.
year.
Did you watch the BAMMYs, Marley?
I did not. I have my niece on Wednesdays. I only work half days on Wednesdays. I watch my niece every Wednesday. So that's the only reason why. And you love doing things on Wednesdays too.
Shout out
Well,
to the chat. The chat
yeah.
was lit. Great job, chat.
Chat was lit. Chat was fun. The reason we do Wednesdays, Marley, it's very specific, is because that is when you get the most engagement on webinars. Tuesdays and Wednesdays. Monday, people want to, figure out their week, right? Tuesdays, you've kind of settled in. Wednesday, it's like, all
You're
right,
over
this
it.
is the transition day.
Thursday, you're over it.
Thursday,
Yeah.
you're over it.
Yeah.
You don't really want to learn anything. Friday, you're completely over it. So
Right.
Wednesday, if you're thinking of throwing a buyer seminar or something boring like that, do it on a Wednesday. That is the walkthrough. Thank you so much. Make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. Go follow Marley Presswood. Go follow Jason Cassidy. And next week, Jason, who do we have coming on? This is the final walkthrough of the year.
Next week is our last of the year. We have a very, very special guest, Kyle Whissel from eXp Realty, a
Ooh.
San Diego legend and an expert marketer is here to talk to us about his strategies for 2025.
Absolutely. It's about time we get someone from eXp on here, honestly.
I've been saying this for months, is like, we can't go too real. Like, obviously, we have a lot of marketers at Real, but there's other great people at other great brokerages too.
Yeah,
it'll be
so
fun.
we will be attacking Kyle Whissel the second he
He's
gets
walking
on.
into the torture chamber.
Exactly. All right. Thank you, everybody.